We have Blake Bilder versus Jeong Yeong Lee. And this fight right now, I mean, Blake Bilder, he's 8-1-1. He's coming off of that decision loss to Kyle Nelson, where I think he was actually a pretty decent sized favorite. He's 4-1 in his last five. He's fighting against Jeong Yeong Lee, 10-1. He's 5-0 in his last five, coming off that close split decision victory over Yiza. Lee will be the younger fighter here by about 5 years, and just in terms of frame, he'll be the slightly bigger fighter. Odds for this fight right now, Jeong Yeong Lee minus 144, opened up at minus 255 favorite. So a lot of dog action has kind of been taken on Blake Bilder so far. You know, this is a kind of a tricky fight to predict, in my opinion. I think that Bilder, he's all round fighter. I think mainly though he's a wrestler and grappler. Despite his performances in the UFC, he has like a 10% takedown accuracy. He has shown to have an aggressive wrestling skill set. I think that his takedowns are okay. He likes to take the back of his opposition, sink and chokes from there. Has shown a 100% takedown defense in the UFC though, although he has faced mainly strikers thus far, so maybe not the best stat to pull up here. Now, Blake's striking, he's able to throw power shots, get to 50-50 exchanges. He likes to take one to give one. This is really evident in his striking ratio. Lands 4.96 strikes per minute, and then he absorbs 4.54 strikes. So kind of 50-50 ratio there. Lee is a solid all-around fighter. He likes to get into brawls, and he really just brawls his way into victories most of the time. Throws heavy shots, wants to create wild exchanges. He's able to fight in the clinch and land solid uppercuts while taking down his opponents. He does prefer to use his hands mainly. I think his submission skills are pretty good. He's more of a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu grappler than wrestler, though. He likes to wait for those opportunistic takedowns, throw heavy, and then just get the fight to the ground off his brawling. Prefers to use the armbar. All four sub victories in his career so far have been arm bars. He's also threatened the armbar in his last split decision win. I think he has a decent 73% takedown defense. He defended 5 of 21 takedowns in his last fight. However, once he was taken down, though, he was controlled for about 8 minutes. I think that this fight will come down to whose chin and gas tank goes out first. I will side with Lee, as Bilder's striking defense and Lee's ability to perform well in brawls may lead to Lee cracking Bilder at some point and getting a club and sub. So my pick here is Lee by sub. It's also going to be low confidence though, so I'm staying away from this fight. Gerard, what are your thoughts between Bilder and Lee here?
Yeah, in terms of skill wise, all around they might be pretty evenly matched, I think. The one thing good going for Builder here is he does have that athleticism and his size for this division, and that might play a factor here. But especially in his last fight, he doesn't seem to have the greatest adjustments. He kind of just keeps going how he's going, even if he's struggling. So it's hard to pick a fighter who doesn't adjust throughout a fight. As for Jeong Yeong Lee, he is light on his feet, solid striking. This could end up being a close fight. And to me, it looks like Jeong Yeong Lee, he kind of fights through the adversity a little bit more from what I've seen. And he's not just content at being in a bad position. And he was able to get that split decision win against a wrestler in his last fight, able to put on the damage in that fight for the most part in those brawling exchanges. So, and he'll have the longer reach in this one too. And I think he might be the more loose, longer fighter here. So I kind of like that going up against Builder here. So I'm at a low confidence here for Jeong Yeong Lee, as long as he's able to get away from too much of the grappling with the size of Blake Builder here. And yeah, that's my pick here. Low confidence, Jeong Yeong Lee.